this offseason has been about learning. It's been about adapting. Quote, right now, it's been a lot of inventory. The majority of it is probably 95% new.
Oh.
95%. The reason Shady McCoy is giving y'all that face is because changing up the playbook by 95% is an asinine amount. I always tell people, like, hey, I played for 3 or 4 different teams. Obviously, I was cut a lot. I was traded, all the things. Learning a playbook's like learning another language.
Yes, it is.
All you have to do is figure out, like, how to say hi in this language, how to say hi in that language. What was Ohio Pack Trio in Philadelphia was Eagle Wide Open Me 63 in Arizona. Right? Same exact play call. You just have to figure out, okay, Ohio open side, Pack is cover 6, Trios cover 3, Eagle wide open me, okay, Eagle front, wide side Eagle rusher, front. Open me. That means you're going cover 6, cover 3. Eagle wide open me 63 is Ohio Pack Trio. Same thing, but you got to figure out, okay, Ohio Pack Trio, that's a lot. Now do that times 95% of the time. Change your playbook by 95%. Going to the Eagles' all-time rushing leader, because, Shady, you have to respond first. Any concerns with Jalen Hurts' comments, 95% new?
Yeah, I hate that. 95?
Why would he just say a whole new offense?
Because that QB sneak is the same?
They still got the touch point. That's the same. The touch point. That's the 5%.
That's the 5%.
If he had said 100%, people would have been upset that they took the touch point.
The 5% is good, though. The touch point, that's a good one. I just be thinking about, like, man, like, learning all, like, the new verbiage and everything, like, it's hard. Like, even, like, a guy like Tom Brady who's super intelligent, super smart, and is very experienced, when I got to Tampa, it was his first year, and I remember, like, him in the huddle saying different words, right? And the lineman's like, what did he say? Because in his mind, he's saying a word that he remembers from the Patriots for 20 years, right? So we had to get all that figured out. And then when we got really, really good is when the guys got healthy, obviously. But the best part was when he took some of his stuff that he was familiar with New England Patriots for all them years, and Bruce Arians and Brian Leftwich, the coordinator and the head coach, and they had their offense, they put it together and they meshed it on there. Because 95% is a lot, man. Right? And I think about there's only one coach that changed the whole playbook, and it was easier. And that's Chip Kelly, just because we only had like 6 plays, to be honest. We just ran really, really fast. It's hard to really do that because now it's like, yo, we've been, Andy Reid rule, his rule is he has his offense that he loves, right? That's what he's been doing for years. But he always finds other offenses that make it easier for the guys. Like you look at Patrick Mahomes. I remember telling me he went back to go to Texas Tech to get some of that stuff he had there and then mix it in with his offense. But to say 95%, that's a lot. Last year we had the same offense, but different play caller. And you see how that looked. So imagine now, new play caller, right? New offense. You got to learn all that. I wish it would be more of, okay, hey, guys, things you did good last year, let me take 35 or 40% of that, and let me give you my 60%. And then that way it's easier to digest all the new terminology you got to learn. That's going to be hard.
This worries me a little bit because when you change in the offense, that's the hardest thing to learn. That's why a lot of people don't like, I don't want to leave in free agency. I'm comfortable right here.
I know the offense.
I don't want to try to learn a whole new offense. I remember when I left the Packers and went to the Raiders, as a wide receiver, I had to know the quarterback checks. So if the linebackers blitzed and they brought certain blitzes, I had to know that. I'm the hot guy. I'm coming from Green Bay to where Aaron has that. You know, so now Aaron will look at me, you hot. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Now I'm looking like, okay, if they stunting and doing all this, bringing these blitzes, I have to see that on top of making Darrelle Revis and Richard.
Who's the quarterback?
Derek Carr was the quarterback at the Raiders.
I'm surprised.
But now I have to learn all that. It slows me down. Every time that I've seen a team change their playbook, it equals slow start.
That's a good point.
That's what that equals.
Because we're learning. We're
learning. It's new verbiage. How much is Jalen Hurts going to have on his plate? Is he going to be able to check a lot of plays? Is it coming from the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore?
Kelsey's going, too, now. I remember from having certain linemen, especially the center. He's a quarterback. He's not making the calls, but now I got to do it.
So that means slow start. That means slow start for me because now when you're telling me 95%, that means signals are different that I'm signaling y'all. Routes are obviously different. Protections is obviously different. So now we have to learn that verbiage is obviously different. So this is going to be tough right here for the Philadelphia Eagles. This worries me because I think they need to start fast. Your coach was on the hot seat last year and you were in the playoffs. I think you need to come into this season and you need to start fast. A whole new offense. You start slow?
Like, don't say hot seat.
I'm saying I wasn't saying fire him, but the Philadelphia fans and all that, they were.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
You did remind me.
Yes, you did, Shane.
Hot seat?
Yeah, they were talking about him.
Bro, there's not been a better coach for the last.
Yeah,
And we all agreed with you, but he was on
the
us.
They were talking about that.
Bro, they fired Doug Peterson 2 years after what? 2 years after,
Well,
that's after winning the Super Bowl.
You know what happened with that?
Of course,
Okay.
of course.
Shout out to
But
Doug.
the owner wrote the foreword to his book and then fired him 2 years later. It's a cold world. Joy, before you go, James, you reminded me of a point. We were at the Netflix premiere and watching the Netflix special Quarterback. And Kirk Cousins, they showed when he was playing the Philadelphia Eagles, and he went the wrong way on a play versus the Eagles. Remember, his first-year head coach at the time was Kevin O'Connell. Kirk Cousins, Mike Zimmer had left. O'Connell would come in, and Kirk took us behind the curtain of, like, yo, I got confused on the verbiage with my first-year head coach, offensive coordinator, so I ended up turning the wrong way. That was a pivotal moment, if y'all remember that Monday night game. And Kirk hit the
And he's smart. Kirk's smart, too.
It was a primetime game that the Eagles blew the brakes off of the Vikings en route to the Super Bowl. So it does matter. Joy, weigh in, maybe a final thought. Any concerns with Hurts' comments?
Yeah, I mean, I think this could mean a slow start for the Eagles, which, you know, depending on how good they then become, it may not matter, but obviously it's the NFL and every game is super important. He also, in the quote, said the number of coaches I've had since I've been here, I've taken in a lot of new knowledge and new understanding. He has been through a lot of coaches.
He's been through 4 in 4 years.
That's crazy.
4 offensive
like
coordinators
when we
in 4
talk
years.
about when players are struggling or there's issues on the field or there's communication issues or the vibes are down, like, yeah, maybe I got a lot on my plate. Like, I'm the
that matters.
quarterback. I'm a young player trying to develop, trying to get better. And every year I'm learning a new system. I'm listening to you guys talk, like, how do the dummies do this? What do you do? What do you just tap them like, yo, you see that spot in the field? Just run there. Like, don't worry about it, big dog. Just hit there as fast as you can.
Keep
just
going.
go up and out.
Before I lose my thought on that, we had Coach Mike had gave the play callings to Joe Philbin, right? And I remember Aaron had gave us a new signal that, you know what I mean, Coach Philbin had put in. And I looked at Jordy, and I'm like, what is that? And he's like, Tampa. I said, what do I have? Don't tell me to play it. Tell me my route. You got curl, dog. I was so low.
We have all, I swear we've all been there. Especially in training camp when you really learn. I used to look at D'Amico and be like, hey, big dog, yo, who blitzing on rain? He's like, Acho, you go. All right. Like,
Don't tell me
It's a
what I
lot
got,
of moving
dog.
parts.
I got one of those. I'm trying to see. Mine's easier, though. Because, like, I got one for you. Donovan McNabb, right? Now, I'm a rookie, and they call a play, and when I break the huddle, all cool. All right, break. I know what I got. I'm like, I don't know what I got. Hey, Dom, what I got? I know you hear me. He's like, why did he? Dom, what I got? He still don't tell me. I'm like, Dom, what I got? He's like, you got the flat. Like, all right, bet. Like, we'll bet. Hey, like, bro.
Hey, hold on. I got a question. What did y'all do when you didn't know the play? So, like a linebacker, if you don't know the play, a standard just cover 3 hook curl drop. So if you don't know if you blitzing, if you don't know if you got cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, just back up about 8 yards, get to a curl, and just look active. Just look. What would you do if you don't
as a
know the play
receiver,
call?
I'm staring at the quarterback, right? Because I remember as a rookie playing with Brett Favre, I didn't know the play, and Brett hike it, and I see him go, boom, and play action pass. And I said, oh, shoot. If it's a pass, you run go ball every time. You know, but I'm looking in the back, but if he hand it, I'm just going to block. If not, I'm go ball.
Actually, the running backs can hide a little bit, though. Because, like, let's say if it's now, I know all the runs. You know the run plays. With the passes, I got to block or I got to help out or something like that. So if I don't know the play, I just get in the middle like I'm doing something. And look, and as I go through the line, if anybody touches me, I'm like, oh! They're like, oh! McCoy, why you didn't get out? Yo, man, the big 350-pounder grabbed me, man. I had to grab him back.
No doubt about it.
Right?
It's crazy. Hey,
I will say this quote, to me, though, also puts a little pressure on Kellen Moore.
Yes.
Yeah, the simplified
if you're coming in here changing up all of this with a player that's already been through 4 of these system changes, who is a lot of pressure on him, there's a lot of pressure on the head coach, there's expectations for them to bounce back from what was considered to be a down year last year. You changing a lot.
Yep.
You coming in with a lot of expectations, and if you're changing everything and you start slow, this is going to be something that they go back to.
And then
or you could just, just run a go ball every time.
Go ball.
And now I'm thinking about it right now. The reason why he probably wasn't telling me what I had, because he might have know what I had.
He might not know.
Because I'm like, hey, Dom, what I got? And I'm looking, so the coach won't look at me looking like around. So I'm like, yeah, that's the defense. I'm saying, hey, Dom, what I got? And I'm talking like this. Hey, Dom, what I got? The mouthpiece is spit out. So he might have known. I gotta ask him. Did you know what I was?
He probably ain't know neither, man.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.